Hello, welcome to this session. Today we are going to create a model using a COVID data set. So I'm going to create a model to predict the COVID-19 cases. So I have a data set which is contain different kind of images with different classes. I'll show you the data set. So here I'm going to use Jupyter Notebook, and then I'm going to use transfer learning. Why? Because I don't have enough images, I mean enough data sets to create a model from the starting. So I have only limited data sets. For that, I am going to choose transfer learning method. By using transfer learning method, I am going to create a model in convolution using convolutional neural network um, with the TensorFlow 2.0. Let's get into the code. So COVID-19 pandemic is totally changed our lifestyle. So now today we are going to see by using X-ray images, we are going to predict. There we are going to possible to predict COVID-19 cases using convolutional neural network. Let us see. Before I need to start, I would like to show the data set which I have in my folder. So here I have a folder named the data. If we go inside, I have two different types of folder. One is test, another one is I am going to use for training. If I go for inside training, see if you see here, here we have multiple classes just having separate folder. One folder have COVID and another one is our normal. Which means there'll be no problem with that report. And and third one is pneumonia. I mean bacteria and the pneumonia virus. If you go inside the COVID-19, so if you have see that we have different kind of X-ray images, it's all it's affected COVID affected cases. Okay. If we go to the next one, it is a very normal X-rays, so there will be no issue with this um, X-rays. Okay, which means no bacteria, no COVID-19. Next one is pneumonia bacteria. This is that one cases. This is different type of X-rays. And third one is pneumonia virus. This is open data set. I will share this data set link in that description section. In case if you have any doubt to get these data sets, please comment in that session. I will try to pause as soon as possible. I'll give you the link in case if you are find it difficult to find the data set. Okay, I think now we are clear. We have data set. We have separated the files like testing and training. Testing also we have, if you see, they have four different types of folder. Same like training, but in test we have only very less number of images because we are going to test only the very low volume of images. So same thing in pneumonia. So okay, now it's clear. Now we have the data sets. Now we are going to create a model. Let's jump into the Jupyter Notebook session. Okay, now I have opened the Jupyter Notebook. Now I am going to import the libraries which is required to create the uh, convolutional neural network model by using transfer learning. For that, I have to import some libraries. I will explain you the libraries which I need. Okay, you see here, first one is OS. This is from something related to the path for the system file. And the next one is I have imported library Keras. And then third one is optimizer. And then in order to we need to load the model, we need a it's a pre-trained model which we need to load. For that, I have imported these libraries. And next one is mobile net v2. So I am going to use this mobile net v2 trained model. Okay, in this convolutional neural network. And then next one is image data generators. In case if you want to do any image augmentation, we need to use these libraries. And next one is which is for convolutional neural network layers. So here I'm going to add layer, dense layer, and then average pooling and maximum pooling and dropout, which is required for regularization. And then last one is also for the cross API classes, like something early stopping, model checkpoint. In order to want to save the model earlier by some losses, we need to use this one. So these are the main libraries which we need to create this model. And last one is a matplotlib. Just a minute, in order to show an image, we need to use this one. And the NumPy, I hope you are aware about this usage of NumPy. So this is the library which we required. So there will be no other libraries. We are not going to use anything in this in the creation. So next one is I'm going to read the training. data set. It is in this folder called training. Is a folder name. So I'm going to execute this one. It's got executed. Next, I'm going to list out all the directories in the folder. Now we have this data directory in the class training directory variable. So I'm going to list out all the files in the folder. Let us see. So we have like different types of folder like pneumonia bacteria, normal, pneumonia virus, COVID. These are 4 different types of folder we have in this directory. Next step is image pre-processing. So we are going to pre-process some the image data. Image pre-processing includes the normalization, data generation. These are all the things that we are going to do in the image pre-processing. So for that, I am going to use an Keras high-level library, which allows anyone to create a powerful image pre-processing. So the image data generator is a class which allows us to perform an image augmentation in a very easy way. I will import that image. So already we have used the image data generator. This is nothing but a Keras library. We are going to call this here. So here if you see I have called the image data generator and rescale. So in order to normalize the images we are going to divide this by 255. So in order to normalize, as I said, in order to normalize the images, we are going to divide each pixel all the images by 255 because the highest value of that pixel is 255. So for that we are going to use this value. If you put all, so it what it will do, it will put all the images between 0 and 1. This is where we need to normalize the images. If you do normalization, the training performance will be get improve. Also the accuracy also it will improve if you do this normalization in the images. For that only I'm going to use this one. And the next one is a validation split. We are going to validate 2 different types. One is training and another one is for validation. So now I have created a variable called that for training generator. So here if you see image, I call this image generator dot. There are different types of methods in image generator. Like first one is a flow from directory, and then second one is flow from data frame. This is the different types of methods commonly used to read the images from the folder. Okay, so here I am used flow from directory, and then next one parameter is batch size. So this is nothing but how many images that we need to uh, use for the training. So that is required as a batch size. And next one is a directory. This is a directory name. The folder name. Shuffle is nothing but if we set shuffle as a true, uh, what it will do, it will shuffle those images into different way. That is the reason we are going to use this shuffle. And the next one is a class mode categorical. So here we are using multiple class. So for that reason I am using categorical class mode. In case if you have 2 classes like for an example true or false. Suppose if your prediction is going to be a binary, then you have to given as a binary and the class mode is binary. But for our case it is categorical. So that is the reason I am giving is categorical. And then the last one is subset. This is we are going to use for training. These training generators, these methods we are going to use for training. That is the reason I mentioned as this one as a training. So I'm going to execute this one. What it will do, it will read all the images and it will make it as separate classes. We'll see. So if you see here, we have 243 images and it's belonging to the 4 different types of classes. I hope it is very clear now. In case if you have any doubts, please add in your comment section. I'll try to clarify your doubt as much as possible. And then next one we are going to create a validation generator. This is for training and next one is for validation. Okay, the next one is a validation. Again we need to same the same code, but only different is this is for validation generator variable, and then that subset is different. It's a validation. Before it's a training, now it is a validation. Now we have created 2 different types of variables. One is a train generator and then another one is a validation generator. We are going to execute this one. Again it will read the images. This is the folder, and it will now if you see here, now we have only 27 images belonging to the 4 classes. These 27 images that we are going to use for validation purpose. So next one I create one class name mapper. So this index 01 is refers to COVID-19 normal. So when it's prediction, so we in order to by using this class name, by using this class name dictionary, we can easily identify what prediction exactly that output is. So that is the reason I am creating one dictionary variable. So next we are going to plot by using matplot. We are going to plot that different types of images in different category. Let us do that. Okay, here if you see here, I have make a subplot by using plot. I make it on images. So what it will do, it will take four different types of columns from this class wrapper from this train generator. It will plot the images. Let us. Okay, now if you see here, we that different category we have that images. We got images. So this one is normal, and this one is a COVID-19 case, and this is pneumonia viral, and this is bacterial pneumonia. So this is something which we can visualize by using this matplot library. Okay, next move on to the next one. The next one we are going to load the pre-trained model. Pre-trained model. The model which we are going to use is nothing but model mobile net v2. This is the one we are going to use. So in order to use this one, first we need to download this model. I am going to do that. I am going to do now. Okay, this is something I cannot. Okay. So now I have added the code. What it will do, it will download this model from this library. So maybe you can try different model, pre-trained model. Maybe you can get a different output, different prediction. But now I am using MobileNet v2. So different models are there in TensorFlow. There are pre-trained models. So it's very easy to by using transfer learning. By easily we can train uh, any images by using this transfer learning method. So I'm going to execute this one. So what it will do, it will download that model, and then now we'll see download is got completed. Okay, now I'm going to see the summary of the model. Okay, what it will do, it will give this summary of this model, and summary is nothing but how many layers this model has. Okay, now you got this summary. This is something the model is having already. Like if you see, there are number of layers are there. But I hope but in TensorFlow we are going to freeze the header layer. So we are going to add some more additional layer in order to train this COVID-19 data set. So I'm going to freeze the whole base model by using this statement. What it will do, it will make it it freeze the whole existing base model as a false. So this is the command which we need to use. Okay, now what we did is just we freeze the existing base model. Now we need to we need to create a header part of the model to train this data set. Okay, here you go. Here I've added some of the layer. One first layer is it's all head network. First one is dense layer, and next one is a dropout. Just this is for we are using for this avoid overfitting, and another one is again a dense layer. Now we'll execute this one. Okay, now layer is got generated. Now let's see the summary. Summary. Okay, now if you see here, this is a new layer that we have added. Okay, these are all the existing one. Now this is a new dense dropout. Dense one just be added in this existing layer. If you see here, okay, now it is done. So we have created the model. So the next one is compile. We are going to compile the model. Here the loss is a categorical cross entropy I have used. The next one is an optimizer. Optimizer is mainly used for to improve the training performance. That is the reason we are used optimizer. There are a number of optimizer parameters are there, like Adam. Uh, Here I have used SPROP, and then learning rate is I have mentioned 0.0001. That is the learning rate, and then again we are going to evaluate the model. So that is the reason I have mentioned the metrics as an accuracy. We are going to evaluate this accuracy once the model got trained. I'm going to execute this one. I'm going to execute this one. It's got executed. So next I'm going to add some additional things like on yearly stopping to save a checkpoint. That are not necessary, but if you want to make it an yearly stopping, we can easily mention that by depends upon the validation losses, we can stop the training. Also, we can save the model checkpoint with our wherever we want the. we need to mention the file path. So what it will do, what it will happen, that it will create a checkpoint and save the model into the folder with the wait. Yeah, that is the one. Need to make a note of it. So this is the query we need to use for early stopping. I have imported this library early stopping. If you see at the top, we have used the library early stopping. See here, this is something from the Keras library. So I am using the same one here. So I have used the early stopping with the losses, everything, and then also I have make the checkpoint. What we will do, it will save this uh, file path in this file name. These are the best model, the best training model, I would say. So I'm going to execute this one. Okay, it's executed. Next one is the training, I mean, which we are going to fit the model. Okay, this is the final one which we need to do. So now we are going to train the model. So here for that I am using the train generator data, and the epochs I have set 10, total 10 epochs it will do. And then validation is validation generator is there is one. Validation is going to validation by using this data, and the validation step that we have mentioned. And callback is nothing but the checkpoint that we have created. So we have put callbacks. One is model saver that I have mentioned, and the yearly stop. So both I have mentioned here. The verbose is nothing but it will show the training output in, and that below of this execution. Let us see. Okay, now you see here that the epoch execution got completed. Usually it has take some time to complete all the epochs. So I have waiting for some time. Then I have resumed this again. So now it's got completed the 10 epochs. If you see here the accuracy, we got something like we come down. Okay, this is the final one. Validation accuracy is like 91% is the validation accuracy. Let us test with our training data. I mean, test this model with our training data, because those images the model has never seen in the training session. So next one is that next we are going to load the training data. This is the test folder. So I'm going to execute this one. The test directory, it has loaded all the images in this test directory. So next one we need to use the same code. Like I'm going to again to normalize the text images. Again I'm going to use this image generator. I have mentioned like text directory, and then target size and class mode is categorical. Again everything is remains same. So here I'm going to use the evaluate the model. So for that I am using the evaluate generator class, I mean method. This is a test generator I'm going to use, and which will give this accuracy in the new text images. Let us run this one. Okay, so totally we have 36 images and we have accuracy like 81%. So this is the final output. So we have finally we have tested the model. We have tested our creator model by using a testing data set. So we got an accuracy like 81% of this accuracy. So I hope you have enjoyed this session. In case if you have any doubts or any, if you want to share any comments, please do this in comment section. Thanks for listening. Maybe I will catch you in the next session. See you there. Bye.